Hey my thrifty friends, Tabs here from the Urban Goddess shop. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, I am a Canadian reseller and I share everything and anything to help you grow your business. There is no secrets here. I am giving you all the goods. Today's video is a little bit different than what I normally do, and I thought I'm gonna pull some questions from my videos, questions that you guys are asking, and I think they have really good information in them, like things that other people are probably asking too. So I grabbed 5 questions. I'm gonna shout out whoever asked, and then I'm gonna kind of go over the answers, and hopefully this helps you out. I'm gonna start doing this as a series. If you have any questions, make sure you're dropping them into my videos, and I'm going to start doing this more regularly and just sharing the answers with everyone. My 5 questions today are all really good, some basic, some are a little bit more information, but that's okay. First question we're going to go over is from Linda R. She says, "Thank you. I had one sale this week. It sucks right now. I have a mix of Lululemon and designer items, so I feel I have very sellable items. I think I'm pricing too low. I would love to know your pricing method. I am doing half of the retail price. Too low, I think. By the time I do closet clear out, I'm not making what I need to. I only shop at thrift stores, no bins. I would love your feedback." And she is a fellow Canadian. Well, thank you, Linda. Thank you for the question. This is a really good one because I feel like I get asked it all the time. Like, how do I price my items? And the truth is, a lot of times I do use that Poshmark feature where they tell you what they're recommending. You can click on, I think it's like highlighted, and it's going to show you recent solds. This is where you can kind of get a feel for what's been selling and what they're basing their price range on. What I find funny is sometimes the price range will be like $50 to $110, but they're only going to show me the 50 to 60 or 50 to 75, and I don't know why. What I will do a lot of times, I will go by that. Probably 75% of the time I'm using that. It's pretty bang on to what I thought. And then the other 25%, I'm going to just do a quick search on the item. Because I do comp searching at the thrift store when I'm grabbing the items. So basically I grab everything, I go to the back corner of the store, I look each item up. If the profit margin isn't enough for my business model, I just leave it at the store. When I do that, a lot of times I have a good idea what the item is going to sell for, and it just kind of sticks in my brain when I list. I tend to list items within 1 or 2 days of sourcing them. Those things are all really fresh. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but when you search things in the thrift store, that search actually stays in your history. So when you get home, you can hit search and you'll see, like, I just looked up mother jeans. I'll see mother jeans, I'll tap it, change the filter. So I usually change it so it's all sizes, and then I'll go to solds. Whatever they recommend, the other little kind of trick I do is I will usually be about 20% plus. That way I have room to give a deal. Now I know comp checking on Poshmark is not the be all end all. So if you do not know this, if an item sells in a bundle, it'll actually show the sold price for what you had it listed at, not what it actually worked out in the bundle. So that's where sometimes looking up comps on Poshmark isn't that accurate, but I feel like I generally have a good idea of what the item is worth. I do think 50% off of retail, depending on how new the item, can be an okay place to start. I know with my Lulu items, because I'm mostly sourcing ones that are newer style, so up to 4 years old, I will price them probably at 75% of retail price. So if the tights are, and probably even higher sometimes I'm only giving like $10 or $20 off the retail price, what I'm listing it at, but I'm obviously going to accept reasonable offers, and then I have room to give out discounts. I do not participate in closet clear out. I do not drop the prices on my items. I will send the same offer I normally do, or sometimes I'll have like I'll use a keyboard shortcut where I'll say, "Hey, thank you for liking an item in my closet. Today is closet clear out. I can drop the price of the item and you get discounted shipping. Let me know if you want to take advantage of that," or whatever. You can word it however you want. Sometimes I do that, but I actually don't really participate in closet clear out. I don't like marking all my items down. Like, I feel I'm with you. Sometimes by the time you mark it down, it doesn't sell at all. So I would rather send aggressive one-time offers. If someone likes an item, it's an older item, I'm going to send them an offer for 40% off. I've had this item for 6 months. I just want to get rid of it. This person is interested in the moment, like right now. That's why they like the item. And I'm able to get quite a few sales doing that method. I hope that helps you out. There are different ways for determining price, but yeah, I don't know if I would start at 50% off. You can use the Poshmark suggestion, but if it doesn't seem right, do your own research and decide from there. Okay, thank you, Linda. I hope that answers your question. Next one is Jada Kiss, and she asked, how can you tell what Lulu items are newer style? Also, do you leave them if they don't have the size tag or a size dot? Okay, so this is a really good one. The newer tag Lululemon, I'm gonna pop up a size dot right here. They have letters and numbers around them. Now there's various years where those letters and numbers, the way they look, change, but generally if it has letters and numbers around it, and the cost of goods with what I think I can sell it for meets my business model, I will grab it. Now, if they don't have a size dot or a tag and it looks like sometimes that ripstop tag gets ripped out or whatever, if I feel like it's current, like if you're not sure what's old and new Lulu, I would highly recommend spending time on Lulu Fanatics, looking things up. An easy way that I will date an item if there's nothing is I'll use Google Lens and I'll take a picture of it. So basically, if you have the Google app on your phone, where the search bar is, there's like a little camera, you tap that and it'll take you to like a camera, take a picture of any item. Google Lens will tell you the names, the brand and the style. Most of the time, like 75% of the time, Google Lens can figure it out. Lululemon is a little bit more difficult because I find their athletic wear is imitated often, so you're gonna end up with a lot of garbage, but it is a good place to start. Or you can just go onto Lulu Fanatics, search by category, and look and start narrowing down the filters, right? That's another way I figure it out. For sizing, if it doesn't have a size dot or a ripstop tag, I base it on measurements. Basically, I look at it, is it a small, a medium, or a large? Sometimes I'll try and look at the stock photo and see how it should fit. And if it's supposed to fit a little bit loose, I'll try and do basic sizing. I do not go into numerical sizing if I don't have proof of it. I will always just do small, medium, large, and I will also put into the listing that there's no tags and that this sizing is based on measurements. I hope that answers your question. If you have anything else, always let me know. Next question is from Barb H, and she asks, do you ship your boots in boxes? I actually get asked this question probably once a month, and it's either through YouTube or through Instagram, and I feel like this is a really good question to address. I don't sell a lot of high value, delicate boots, so like a pair of Timberland or a pair of Frye boots, I don't always put them into boxes. So I think it depends on the boot. If I don't want it to crease, obviously I'm gonna put it into a box, and I use recycled boxes as well. But if it's like a foldable, super soft leather, I'm gonna fold them. I will put them into separate Ziploc bags. I have big Ziploc bags that I order off Amazon. I have a link down below if you wanna see what sizes I'm ordering. And I will put them individually bagged and then put them into a poly mailer so it keeps them separate. They're not rubbing and doing friction. Any boots that would have like sharp edges or sharp heels, I'm gonna throw those in a box. So I don't always ship in boxes, and I try and ship in poly mailers anytime I can, but it depends kind of on the content of the boot. Is this a rugged boot? Is it a hiking boot? Those can go into poly mailers. The other thing is I also have bubble wrap that I get from work, and they just throw it in the garbage. So I'll fill a garbage bag full of bubble wrap, and sometimes I'll take the shoes, I'll put them in a Ziploc, I'll wrap the bubble wrap, put a piece of tape around it, and then stick it in the poly mailer, and that's my way of protecting them. I do try and use poly mailers as much as I can. Because I live in Canada, we do not have access to those flat rate shipping boxes, or we do, but they're quite expensive, and a lot of times I can send items much cheaper if I just do calculated instead of doing the flat rate box. Our flat rate box, like the lowest one, I think it's over $18 right now, which is just like, that's so crazy. So I try and avoid those if I can. All right, Barb, I hope that answers your question. There's no right or wrong. I don't have a specific answer. It really just depends on the boot. All right, next question is from Sasha Ray. I think that's how I say her name, Seisha Ray. She says, just curious, you mentioned you used to thrift at the bins. Is there a reason why you stopped? I'm trying to decide if it's worth the hassle and the trip. Oh, this is a good question. So, and then this is another one I get asked a lot. The bins for me is 5.5 hours away. So if I'm going to try and go for 2 days. I'll spend the night in Edmonton and I'll try and get 2 days worth. It's a lot of travel. It's extremely exhausting because obviously I'm going for the full day, both days, but the business model doesn't work for me as well anymore. And here's why. So it depends on what your business model is, what the bins hold in your location, because I've also heard that bins are different location to location. So what I found was when I went to the bins, because I was only there, 2 days, every month or two, I was just grabbing everything I could find. And I would walk out with 300 pounds, but it was a lot of brands that were selling for under $20. If you have the business model where you're it's like quick flips, lower dollar, mall brands, then it would probably work for you. I found I was just working so hard to get all of those items listed. I was working really hard to photograph, list, clean if they needed to be cleaned, and shipping, that I was like, hey, I need to get my ASP higher so that I'm not processing as many items. That is the main reason why I stopped going to the bins, not because there's anything wrong with them or it's a bad business model. It just didn't work for my life and the 2 days that I commit to reselling. I do think it is worth the trip to go and check it out. If you have never been, you don't know what to expect. And I don't know what's happening at your bins location. So I would always say, go check it out, go a couple times, and then make the decision if it works for you and your business model. That's the best answer I can give. I hope that helps you out. Okay, and we're going to move along to the last question. This one is a little bit longer, but I love chatting about this. So Stacy Mama sent, I love your videos and your positive, supportive vibe. Oh my gosh, thank you. Yes, I just want all of us to succeed, truthfully. You mentioned a few videos ago that your very simple way of tracking, okay, there's a couple questions, so I'm gonna go one by one, of tracking cost of goods, cash in, cash out. I'd love to see a video about this if you haven't already done it. So I don't even think that this needs a video because it's literally so simple. Okay, and I need to say this is not tax advice by any means. This is just what I do in my business. And I do have an accountant and I just hired a bookkeeper as well to help keep all my finances straight. I have a separate business bank account. I do all of my spending, my cash in, my cash out, all my deposits, everything goes through that business account. I don't keep a spreadsheet for individual inventory. I rely on Poshmark's inventory report yearly. Now, I do put an estimated cost of goods into, so on the bottom when you're doing your listing on your phone, on the bottom there's like extra info and you can put a SKU. So we're going to talk about that, but there's also like a point where you can put cost of goods, I think is what it says. And I will put an estimate in there. Obviously, I'm keeping receipts for every thrift trip, so I do have like proof of purchase, but I just put an estimate in there. And then also you asked about how do I track my inventory. So I don't know if you're meaning like an inventory system. If you are, I am going to pop a video up here and this is like really explains it all, but I'm also going to give you a little bit of a rundown. I have an inventory system where it's recycled numbers. I have numbers, I think it's like 1 to 325. What happens is when I list an item, I stick it in that bag. Like I have a stack of bags. So as items sell, I put the stack of bags. I take that when I'm listing and I start reassigning them. So say I list an item, I grab the bag, it's number 125. In the listing, I also put that as the SKU. I don't use SKUs for anything else besides grabbing my inventory and packaging it up. Now, when the item sells, you'll notice in the sale, like if you're looking at your Poshmark app, it'll actually tell you the SKU number there. Once I print my labels, I open the app on my phone and I basically grab items by SKU and then match the username to the username on the label and then package it up and that one will go. It's very simple. So like I said, watch that video. I have what I've bought, what I use, all the links, all the information, the prices, things like that in that video. But it's very simple, and I can't remember the last time I made a mistake shipping because of my inventory or couldn't find an item. And it used to happen, oh my gosh, it used to happen a couple of times a year in the first year. And then once I started doing this, it just minimizes the errors. It makes life so easy, especially when I'm going to put things away, because everything's numerical. Like I organize my bags, I take them, I put them away. When it's time to find inventory, I have all the bins numbered. Like, it's just so easy. And I think if you have more than 50 items in your inventory, you need an inventory system, because it is so time saving. If you do it for any reason, do it for the amount of time you're going to save yourself. I can package up like 15 items in less than 30 minutes because of the inventory system. Like, it is so quick and easy to find stuff. I'm going to do a ship with me one day, and I'm going to show you guys how quick and easy it is when you have a good inventory system. Okay, and then what else did she say? I'm ready to scale up, just super casual part-time right now for many years, and not really a spreadsheet person. Okay, no spreadsheets, you don't need a spreadsheet, and I'd love a different approach. Thank you for your content. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, Stacy. So yeah, I don't think you need a spreadsheet. I know another person was Dalton. He sells shoes, I think on Poshmark and eBay, and he actually did a reel not very long ago, and he was talking about how you don't need to track on a spreadsheet all your individual sales. That's why you have an inventory report on Poshmark. And if you're using any cross-listing applications, they also have inventory in there as well, which you could print off a report. Yeah, I don't do spreadsheets, and that's basically it. Keep all my receipts, separate bank accounts. I also set up QuickBooks. It tracks all my purchases. So my bookkeeper said she's just going to reconcile. We just kind of talked and set it up, and she's going to meet with me quarterly, and I'm just going to give her my reports for eBay, Etsy, and Poshmark. And she's just going to reconcile my purchases as well on QuickBooks with my bank statements. And I'm just going to give her a copy of my bank statements from my business account. So I feel like I could do it on my own. I just need help setting it up. And like I told Jeff, I was like, I took 3 days off work to do taxes this year. And I was like, that's 3 days of lost wage at my regular job. And I was like, I could pay someone else to do this throughout the year, and I wouldn't have to take all those days off work. Also, just have like a real peace of mind, I guess, because as your business grows and you have to remit sales tax, and you have to print, like for us, we have to pay provincial tax. You guys may have to pay state tax. There's other implications as your business grows with your taxes and like all that kind of stuff. So I highly recommend for that part, you get an accountant, find out what they want you to do. You can also get a bookkeeper, or you can use QuickBooks, whatever you're doing. First step, get an inventory system. Next step, keep track of all your purchases and get a separate bank account. That is my biggest advice for those. All right, guys. That's 5 questions I pulled out. I hope these help you. I hope that this is kind of nuggets of information for people. These are very common questions, and please feel free to ask questions on any of my videos, because I'm going to do this more often and just kind of talk about these questions, give you guys my insight and what I'm doing and what works for me in my business. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. I am wishing you many sales, and I will see you next time. Bye.
I've said it many times, I know.